Welcome to the Young's Pubs People podcast. Today we're talking all about service masters, the brilliant people in our pubs who are helping us raise standards, inspire their teams and create memorable experiences for our pub customers. We've got a few to talk to. Should we head inside? Let's get into it. A warm welcome, everyone, to the Young's Pubs People podcast, Service Masters episode. How are we all?
Very well, thank you.
Excited,
really good.
Yeah, any happier? I couldn't stand it.
Drew! Well, I'm glad you're glad to be here. I guess the best way to start is to introduce who's in the room. So I'll start on my right.
So my name's Toby. I'm from the Prince Albert in Battersea, and I've been working there for 2 years now.
Lovely. And
my name's Flora. I'm in the training team, and I am kind of in charge of, the leader of the service masters, as it were. They're my ducklings. But I've worked for Young's, for 16 years on and off. So
amazing.
I've done my time.
Amazing. And finally,
I'm Drew. I'm one of the ducklings, and I've been at the Hare Hounds for 4 years now. I pulled my first pint there, and now working my way up as a service master and deputy manager.
amazing. What talent we have in the room today.
I'm very proud.
Oh, good. No, it's so lovely to have you all here. So I guess the best place to start probably is with yourself, Flora. Could you talk us through a little bit about what a service master is and kind of the difference they make across Young's pubs?
Definitely, yes. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think it's the best role in the pub. Our service masters, we have one in every single Young's pub, and they're very much that people person in the pub. So they are all about developing, inducting and training their team to make sure that we have the highest standards in the pub, our RAM standards, our perfect serves, just everything the way it needs to be for our amazing company. And then on the back of that, we look for our service masters to really take care of their customers. So it's kind of like that dual element of taking care of the team and that takes care of our customers. So there's one in every Young's pub. In the last year, we've trained 877 service masters.
Wow.
We lead 3 sessions a year with our service masters. So pre-spring to get ready for the craziness that is Easter, pre-summer to get ready for
even more crazy
the organised chaos of summer, and then pre-Christmas, like autumn, winter, to get ready for that. So with those 3 sessions a year, our service masters just ideally will keep coming back, and it's kind of their first step on our career pathway at Young's.
Fantastic.
Sure.
So so is it the kind of that you say that first step? Is it often team members? Do you have a mixture of roles? Some assistant managers doing it, supervisors? What does that look like?
Definitely, yeah. So with our service masters are either supervisors, assistant managers, or deputy managers. And sometimes they develop through those roles across the year that they're with us doing our sessions. But kind of it's just about being the right person in your pub who is really passionate, confident, and able to inspire the team to kind of drive those standards forward, I think. Do you agree?
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. I think so I started off when I was a service master, I was a supervisor, and I think you do need to be just at least that bottom rung of management because you have some sway over the team, and when a new person is inducted, you're going to be in charge of training them because you want to be there most evenings when your shifts are busiest. And so it's about being that champion of service. You'll be someone as a manager who gives great service, but training all the newbies. I know in our pub, at the Hare Hounds in East Sheen, we've got a lot of 18 to 22-year-olds, sort of first job, first time in the pub. So no bad habits. And so we train the good ones into them. Makes our lives a lot easier. And the service masters gives us that structure to be able to perform and do that at its best.
And what a great foundation for someone coming in, to be looked after. It's quite a mentoring quite a role, isn't it? In terms of what you've just described, of taking them under your wing, teaching them the good habits and kind of setting them on their journey of success within Young's, however far that takes them. That's lovely.
I think that in this industry, sometimes people can come into it and there's a sink or swim attitude of just come in, pull the pints and go home.
Figure it out yourself.
And it's just like a job. But actually, I think our service masters help people, our new team members, to see that this really is a profession. And so, yeah, part of, I think a crucial part of the role is that induction and making sure that not only do new team members feel like competent, confident, but that they really feel like they belong as part of Youngs, the family.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I think family is definitely the right word, because most people, when they come into the pub, I mean, you know Youngs as a Youngs family, and then I think we take a lot of that aspect home to like our actual pubs. It's like when people are stepping in, they're stepping into our family. I know for our pub in the Prince Albert, like everyone who steps in, it's like becoming a friend with them before even like becoming a staff or anything. It's not looking at it as a team member or hierarchy. It's you're joining this family, we're all working together, this is how we do it, like welcome. Like that's the goal, that's what we're looking for.
And that's one of the best things about this industry that I think is sometimes forgotten about when new team members are joining, is that you don't get teams like this in other industries. Like the hospitality family in pubs is, I mean, we've all been that. It's just really, really special. So the service master just like helps bring that to the fore.
Yeah, we did induction reviews for how the process was going recently, and with that one of the biggest factors we found was people who had already worked in hospitality areas felt so much more comfortable coming into our pubs, because it's just the way that we handle everything and the way that first we look at everyone as a person before anything before work is so big. Because in bigger companies, except like not to speak on any other companies, but yeah, like with Youngs, because it's so much more close knit work, it's like this whole community, you are able to get a lot more in touch with people than you are in other areas, and you do really look at the person before anything else.
It's interesting it's mentioned, because for our business vision at the Hare Hounds, being quite a suburban area, lots of families, houses, I think for our business vision, our tagline is "Come as our guest, leave as our friend," which is a good way of putting it.
For sure. And actually, how much more likely are people going to thrive when they feel comfortable and they feel like they can ask questions and they're given the information, rather than, being asked something by a customer and going, oh, I don't know, having someone that they can go to that isn't necessarily the general manager, because we know they're often busy and they're doing other things and, running the business in the background. But actually, that service master that can go, here, let me help you. How important is that to then set them up probably much quicker so that they're ready to fly on their own much quicker and more comfortable and confident? It's
Definitely.
So important.
And I think that then the bigger, wider impact of that is that our guests, our customers just have such a better experience in our pubs. And I think that's what sets us apart, is that, yes, we have premium products, we have premium, well-invested pubs, but we have these teams that are just well prepared and so cohesive. I think that's what is so important, is how cohesive and efficient and together that the service masters kind of help the team to feel. Not sinking or swimming, because the guest is just going to get kind of, I don't know what food we have, I don't know what wine we have, and that's not really gonna
that's the other side of it, is that like everything that we do with the team is, because I think service master comes in two prongs. It comes in looking at the team and how that you help the team and everything that you do with them, and also the people that come into your pub, because your job is to make sure that experience that the person's having when they come into the pub is as good as it can be. So when you're doing everything you're doing to help the team, vice versa, it's helping the people that are coming into this pub, because it will give them a better experience.
There was an interesting stat released actually outside of Youngs, just in the hospitality sector. I think it was something that 60% of new starters end up leaving a hospitality job because their induction wasn't up to standards, or their expectations of the job weren't met. So having service masters, where a huge focus is on the induction of new team members, whether it's new to hospitality or from another hospitality job, having a real focus on that means that there's way less turnover. The longer you have your team, the happier they are, the better your pub's going to be.
That 3-month window when someone first joins is at that opportunity for us to just kind of capture them, take them under our wing, and then hopefully retain them. So I think it costs 11,000 on average, £11,000 per business on average in the hospitality industry for each person who starts and leaves within those 12 months. So there's a financial drain, and then there's obviously the cohesion that's lost and everything.
Yeah,
so.
and it just puts importance on the position, because if you're spending that much money on everybody who comes in as well, you want to make sure you're doing it right. Otherwise, you're just throwing money down the drain. I'd say especially, we do the induction packets for all of our pubs, and that thing, it provides that professionalism which people fail to see when it comes to hospitality. When some people come in and they're like, oh, it's just working at a pub, but it's not. There's so many different areas, and especially with youngs, all these different sections you can go down, areas to join, progression routes. There's so much opportunity. So giving that all to them the first moment they walk through the door, so that they have that option and they see that future, is what's most important.
That's amazing. And you've mentioned their induction packs. I know that that's quite a big part of it, isn't it? That induction of new team members. What kind of other parts of the roles, and I'd be interested to see how they vary between the two of you, do you kind of embrace the most or love the most? Drew, over to you.
So what I love is the induction. So obviously I've got the induction pack. I believe that was our focus, I think 2 service masters ago, was to create a brilliant one, which I do have for my team now. And that's ready to give to them. I don't have to worry about it or how I'm going to show them. I've got the structure there. But mine is the inductions in terms of training. I was quite lucky when I started, didn't know how to pour a pint. It was the first pint I ever poured, mucked it up.
How cloudy was it? How frothy was it?
The first ale I poured, it was just, someone told me, pour it till you get a good head. And it was, the amount of beer I wasted was ridiculous.
Oh, God.
But luckily after my first week, we had that service master in place. It was my first assistant manager, a guy called Sam. And he took me under his wing, and he was like, he showed me exactly what I meant to be doing. Few weeks on the bar, then takes me onto the floor. You learn all the table numbers, tell me where I'm going. Once I know table numbers, onto food running. Obviously, there's a higher degree of service as you're chatting to people and you're handling food, and then on to taking people's orders and doing the table service, where at the bar it's rather easy to talk to customers. When you're serving at the table, there's a lot more personability and you can be a lot nicer. There's a lot of different ways.
The whole hospitality side comes in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so because I had that for me, it's now being able to pass that on and be the nicest manager I can, like Sam was.
Yeah, that's
he also loves his perfect serve videos.
Oh yeah.
So he's into his digital.
I think I've seen some of these as well. Yeah.
So we had it where in one of our meetings we had to do breakout groups, and in 5 minutes create a video highlighting our old winter cocktails from last winter. So we did one of them, and we thought it was really helpful. So I carried on, did a few more winter cocktails, which was great because I could showcase some of the techniques used. So, stirring for the Negronis, shaking for the espresso martinis, then carried that on into our summer spritzes and our new Hugo G&T. And making the video, it just stands out. I can have it on the social media, so our guests, if they're really involved with the pub, they can see exactly how their drink's made.
Lovely.
And for the team, it gives them a pointer. Obviously, like I say, we got a lot of 18 to 22-year-olds, first jobs. If a spritz or a cocktail comes through, it's quite daunting. If they've got a video that they've watched in their spare time, there'll be stuff that clicks and stuff that they remember.
Yeah.
And it helps them out as well.
Absolutely.
Such a good tool. Yeah, the digital.
I would say it's quite interesting that you had your kind of the figure that you looked up to in the pub being a service master, because it was the same for me as well when I came into my pub. Jeremy, who used to be in ours. When I first started coming into the pub, I went under his wing a lot and learned a lot about being a service master, which eventually inspired me to become one myself and then continue that whole progression journey. So I feel like, if it's already arts too, and I've seen it in others, it's the first person that you look to that really gets you inspired amongst the whole thing. It's why it's so important who you nominate to be a service master, because you need that energy, you need that drive. You are kind of like the soul of service and the soul of the pub. You're bringing everything, you're what people look towards. You need to be on it. So it becomes so important. The customer service side of everything, which I personally love, training, once you've gotten everyone trained, just how does that journey go when a customer goes through it? Sometimes I'll even go to my pub and just do it myself, sit down for dinner, just see how the whole thing goes. Be like, just, you don't treat me like I'm everyone else. Just try and get that feel for it. And you really learn how to shape the experience of walking into your own pub to exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah.
And that's such a fun thing, but also just such a prideful thing, because you take hold of pubs are a big part of the UK, and they're a big part of what England is. And like, so you're walking in, you're like, I'm making this impact. I'm bringing this to London. I'm bringing this to the community. I'm bringing this to England. It's a nice thing for you to be able to do.
Absolutely. And I can just hear the pride in both of your voices, actually. And it's so lovely. And it is so important because, like you say, that foundation for your teams to feel that confidence behind the bar, because we know there's always a new trend or a new drink or a new focus, because naturally as a business we like to, give our customers what they want and explore new foods.
And those seasonal changes.
Of course, yeah. And actually so to put them in good stead as that is continued rolling, it's never, you've learnt it all, right? Hospitality is constantly evolving, therefore our teams need to. And
that's where the induction develops, I think, into refreshers and refresher training for the whole team, so that even if they've been there for a long time and you think you know it all, actually there's always something new. There's always, our pubs are constantly evolving to give our customers what they want. So that the training and those refreshers are another really important part of it, I think.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's also how the service cycle changes. How you put your service forward in summer is completely different to how it is in winter. Whether if I'm trying to fill out the garden, make the garden as nice as possible in the summer, then inside it's who's going to get the table by the fire, is the mulled wine, the smells all round the pub, is it right there as soon as you walk in, heaters on, blankets neatly folded, hot water bottles clearly displayed, and everyone can have one and everyone knows about it to make it as nice as possible. It's how that changes from winter to summer.
And now the summer sessions, we're thinking about the app.
Through the pub. My favorite thing is I'll always tell staff, as soon as people walk through the pub, just lift up the container of like the apple juice or the mulled wine, because you get that smell up and it would just bring them straight over to the bar. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's so lovely because, like you say, that will all, our customers will feel that, and they will feel that looked after. When you were just listing those things, Drew, of, making sure this is done and this is done. It's like walking into a hotel room when it's all been done for you and it feels so lovely. And actually having that warm hug from a pub when you walk in, they might not necessarily think, oh, somebody has done that, but it's all done for them, and it just makes that experience so much better. And it's important, our customers are coming and spending their hard-earned money and time with us. Let's look after them, and it's such a lovely role for that.
I always try to say to staff, it's like, try and get it to the point that they don't have to ask a question. Like you don't want them to have to ask for something or like be in a situation where they're like coming to you. You want to be there ready. So it's such such a seamless experience. It's like the simple things of remembering a regular's order. I mean, those little things just make the biggest difference in the world. And in today's day and age, I think service has slowly gone down in the sense that sometimes it can get so hard with everything that goes on. But Young's and all of our pubs make a big difference to make sure that when you walk in, you're getting that experience and you're getting a smile and you're happy to be there. Because at the end of the day, you're a guest. You're not going there and it's not like a burden on the business. You're coming to us and we want to give you that experience. So it's about translating that in every way possible.
And we do have kind of a numerical way that we track this, because obviously how, we want to see that the impact that our service masters are having on that guest experience, on that customer satisfaction. I don't like that phrase, because we don't want to satisfy, do we? We want to delight. So customer delight.
Overjoyed.
But so as service masters, from season to season, we do track something called the sentiment score, which is a qualitative measure of our guests' happiness when they come to us. So it's, rather than it being like a 5-star blank review, it's all about the words that they use. So how much they actually interact with that longer review, and the words that they say, like the team were really friendly, the food was delicious, all of that. And so we, as service masters, we track that from season to season. And the highest and the most improved service masters get to win a little fun evening out.
Oh, lovely.
Or day out with us. But kind of as a company, we've seen incredible growth in that sentiment score. So just in the last year, which I think is how long you guys have been service mastering, a year or so?
Yeah.
A little bit over a year, I think.
Yeah.
Just a little bit over, because we've done about, I don't know about you, I've done about 3 sessions, I think, at least. So
Yeah. So last year we were at 82% as kind of our sentiment score, and now our pubs with service masters have an average of 90% as their, and it's a front of house sentiment score. And you know, when you think about the industry average is 75%, you know, you can really there see the impact that all of this induction, this training, this care, this inspiration is having on our guests' kind of experience at the end of it all.
Absolutely, that's
yeah,
amazing.
so
And
I'm
I
very
hear that
proud of that.
both of you have been on one of these little day trips out, or
we have.
tell me
yes.
more. Toby, where did you go?
So
What did you win?
So I won a dinner on a tube, like on an actual tube cart. I don't. Well, where was this again? This was in East London.
We were in Walthamstow.
Yeah. Okay. So they have this museum like train. Basically, it's an old school like tube system that they take you on, and it's like a whole dining car, and it's just a bit. It's a bit mental. I don't.
It was an experience.
It was an experience, yeah. You got
But good
cocktails made for you. You got nice food through like multiple courses. We
had a 6-course
Yeah, six-
Latin-inspired
Yeah.
meal
Oh,
on
wow,
this
what a treat.
converted Victoria line.
See, she
tube
says it so much
carriage.
better than I do.
1967. But no, and we had wine paired with each of the 6
Yes.
courses. And then there were cocktails as well.
Oh,
This
my
was all
goodness.
put on for us by Pernod. So huge
And it's a
shout
lot
out
of
to
pressure
Pernod.
because serving service masters is like your worst nightmare because you've got basically
Absolutely.
a room full of judgmental eyes.
Yes, yes.
But it was a lovely experience. But then you had something completely different, didn't you? What did you have going on?
Yeah, we had a really fun one.
Yeah.
It was the hottest day of the year so far. I believe it was 25th of April on a Wednesday. It was something like 26 degrees out. And we went to...
It was that day when it had been raining for like the whole of winter, and then bang,
It was
sun.
unbelievable.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, exactly. We went to Campari House, and where they've got their training grounds as well as their head office. And so we went through a few little fun bits. They talked to us about Aperol, and then we tried to make Aperols blindfolded. I believe you had a go as well.
I did have
my
a go.
goodness,
I was wearing
chaos.
cream shoes. And I was clowning
orange
a
when
little
you
bit
left?
with it. And yeah, I did stain them. So yeah, not the best.
Lovely.
Yeah, there were a couple
tie-dye.
prizes to win during that as well. And then we went up to their rooftop bar where we got served loads of spritzes, had a load of pizzas all in the sun.
Nice.
And got to meet a lot of the other service masters, which was nice.
All on this roof terrace. Blindingly warm, delicious drinks. It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So nice.
But I think that the highlight of those days or evenings is actually getting all the service masters together.
That
and
is it, yeah. Because it's
networking.
service masters over everywhere. Because obviously only 1 win or 2 win from each area. So you're getting pretty much the whole Young's like family just
That's
showing
so
up there.
lovely.
And so you get to hear about what's going on in areas you would never travel to or go anywhere near, but then also just hear different stories and stuff, pick up different things, and then get contacts as well. Because then you just know people all over the UK. And it's like, oh, because the great thing about Young's is you can go to different pubs, get discounts and things like that. So when you're doing that and you get those different familiarizations, it helps. It's really interesting.
And
So-
seeing how people bring the role to life in different pubs, because all our
yeah.
pubs are so different.
So different.
You know, that kind of journey for our customers is very different. Therefore, it will have to flex what the service master is then
completely
teaching.
the
And
custodian of
Yeah.
it. They know their pub best, so
Yes.
they can completely tweak it. And so at those, I think I'm remembering Campari. Yeah, so we had Claire from the Mumbles at the Oyster House, so from Wales. We had Bristol, Exeter, just across the whole country of Young's pubs.
Amazing.
Yeah,
How special.
it is really nice, and just to celebrate them and all their hard work, because they do really go back and work bloody hard.
It was really fun. I actually met a guy called Alfie there who won at his previous pub, and that week had moved to the White Cross, which is a pub that I frequent because it's my friend that runs it. And so I've seen him like 2-3 times since and have a nice chat about it.
Oh,
It's
how
really
brilliant.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice.
And I think that's also the benefit of the sessions themselves is that we're really building a community of people who can be inspired by each other. And so that just happens on a broader scale.
We all steal each other's work. I mean, anytime that somebody's got something really good, it will get posted around, and we're all taking little ideas from everything. I mean,
Everyone steals it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
I think in the last year we've really tried to, make sure that it's more than just come along, learn a few things, go back to your pub. It's actually we're really part of something here. So it's super
amazing.
cool.
And if I guess a question I'd love to ask all of you as we kind of wrap things up would be, what's one simple thing that you would suggest to a pub, maybe someone listening, that they could take away from your experience of being a service master, or someone that's maybe curious about becoming a service master? A little bit of advice, or
I'll start it off. Yeah. I would say that being a service master is something you don't take lightly, I'd say, because you can do it lightly. But if you do it lightly, you're negatively affecting your pub and you're not taking the most out of the advantage, I'd say, you've been given. You can do so much within this position, whether it's shaping your pub to what you want the pub to look like in a way that you work hand in hand with your GM to do things you wouldn't usually get an opportunity to do until much later. It's the perfect stepping route if you're looking to be where your GM is in the future.
Amazing.
And you make great contacts throughout the business. I mean, I've managed to meet, Flora, I've met Simon, I've met so many different people throughout it. So you get a great contact basis, and it's everything you'll need to go everywhere you want to go if this is where you want or what you want to do. So don't take it lightly and hit it full speed. And if you want to do this, then ask to be the service master.
And fully embrace it.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
lovely. Amazing, Toby.
I think actually I would kind of go along similar lines there as, this is the first step on that career pathway, and you might just be thinking that you want to be a service master for now, and there's loads of awesome things you can get from it that you can apply to other industries. It's leadership, it's team building, it's all those awesome skills. But equally, we have seen that kind of our internal development and progression in the company all kind of starts with our amazing service masters. So we've got service masters now who've been promoted. I mean, you started as a supervisor and now you're AM.
I was a team member, then I was supervisor, then I was service master, and then I became an AM all within 2 years, which is a mental career path. But I mean, it can,
Well done.
if you give it, Youngs will give it back to you.
Exactly.
So,
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Drew, I know that you started off as a service master when you were
When I was a supervisor.
Supervisor.
Yeah, and then now I've made my way to deputy manager and worked my way up, and service master is a big part of that. As you're right, it is the first step in that career pathway.
and now you're thinking about GMD.
Yeah, I'm
It's on the
desperately trying to get a pub.
cards.
Yeah,
Cards ready.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. One thing that I think I've taken away from service masters that's made me a better manager is at the end of all of our meetings, the objective, or one of the objectives, is always the same, which is to sit down, have a coffee chat with your GM, have a debrief about your meeting, and how can they help you bring what you want to bring to the pub. So I'm quite lucky where I've got a great working relationship with my GM. Will, he's run pubs for 30 years, so he's always ready to sit down and help me out. And having a coffee chat with your GM can be quite daunting, but then to be able to do that, when you have a coffee chat with your team, pull someone who's new or someone who might not be new, they're just progressing, learning different stages of the pub and different cycles of service, being able to pull them to the side, sit down, have a coffee, have a real chat about their development is something that service masters has taught me and has made me a better manager. So I'd say if you're looking to become a service master, start with just talking to your team and it's a great stepping stone from there.
Yeah, and we do have others service masters that have moved on to deputy manager roles, like Drew. We've got some that are on GMD now, like the amazing Stefanos, who is in his second hold now. He's holding the Bull Ditchling very successfully, I hear. And also Dan.
As he would as a service master. Yeah.
And Dan at the Three Crowns, he was started off as a service master and now he's been appointed at his first pub. So yeah, just it's an amazing kind of part of that career pathway. And 70% of our GMs last year were all internally developed. So it just shows that the power of kind of inspiring the entire pub team and what it can go on to do to make awesome GMs and pubs.
I think it's also nice the kind of mentor and mentoree relationship that you get when you do it, because like as both of us were saying, you have the person that you look up to and that you take service masters from, and then you've got the person that you'll eventually, once training the team for a while, you'll be like, oh, that's going to be the next one. And then you get to be in that exact same position. And it's a nice hand down. Like I'm already seeing my one. And it's like getting to see that. And then it's like, oh, this roundabout of I was there and now I'm here. And it's that you can't replace that. It's a very unique feeling.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you all so much. Your insights and experiences have been amazing to hear, and I'm sure our listeners will agree. So a huge thank you to all of you for coming and for driving such amazing impact back at your pubs.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. This has been lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been very
Thank you so
exciting.
much.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure. Shall we go and have a drink?
Let's do
I think we
it.
should.
Let's do
Have a
it.
tip.
Thank you.
There we go.